car prices are going down. Ever since the pandemic began, used or new car prices have reached an all-time high. In November 2021, the average used car cost 41% more than its pre-pandemic prices. Fortunately, Clark Howard, a money expert, said that car prices will gradually improve throughout the year. There are several factors that drove the current auto market into a frenzy, such as factory shutdowns during the early pandemic, the ongoing spread of the virus that affected the workers, and the interruption in assembly lines which slowed down production. And then there's the current global semiconductor chip shortage. All of these factors played a role in driving both new and used car prices to record high. Fortunately, the chip shortage is starting to get better, hence why people can expect car prices to return to normal soon, hopefully by the end of 2022 or early 2023, as predicted by experts. When will used car prices go down? To save money on cars, we often buy a used car since it is cheaper. However, experts say that buying a used car now is not the time to find a deal. This is because of the severe shortage in new and used cars that caused prices around the world to increase. In the US, the average used car costs $17,000 pre-pandemic. However, today it now costs $29,000 for an average used car. Right now, it's difficult to predict when the market will stabilize. A study by KPMG claimed that there are 4 possible scenarios for when supply and demand will return to normal. One scenario shows that the automobile market will return to normal between October 2022 and October 2023, while the other 3 predict that the market will gradually improve throughout the years, which means that buyers will most likely see lower prices on used cars in later 2022. For now, if you own a used car and you like to sell it, experts say that you might want to do it sooner rather than later to get the best price. But if you're planning on buying a used car, you might want to put that on hold until next year to get a better deal or at least a fair price. When will new car prices go down? Due to the semiconductor shortage and other factors, car production for new cars has slowed significantly. Since there are fewer new cars available with no decrease in demand, prices began increasing. A study by KPMG mentioned that U.S. auto dealers' inventories had dropped to historic lows by July 2021 and new car prices rose past their MSRPs. Prices will only start to drop when auto manufacturers are able to produce a normal supply of new cars that will eventually balance out the market. However, this is not going to happen overnight, and the supply of new cars is still low. But fortunately, the semiconductor shortage is beginning to recover. With this, the production of new cars begins to return to normal, therefore causing a slow decrease in both new and used cars prices. Based on recent industry data, the automotive market will return to normal by the end of 2022 or early 2023. Although car prices are finally going down, experts say that consumers must not celebrate yet, due to the different factors affecting the prices, such as the continued supply chain issues, high inflation, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and the global semiconductor shortage. Consumers are not likely to see a significant drop in the automotive industry anytime soon. In March, prices in the used car market rose to 30.4%, which is higher compared to March 2021. This is a slight improvement compared to February's 35% increase. However, this does not signal an end to the inflated prices. The average prices for used cars were $34,429 in March. Considering the 30.4% increase from last year, the average rose to $8,032 in March 2021. In fact, Lamborghini announced that its models are trading for 140% of the MSRP despite its preferences for its dealers not to sell at a markup price. Consequently, the Mercedes G-Class had a massive increase of 48%. Despite the insane increase in luxury cars, Small economy cars, hybrids, and electric vehicles had the most substantial percentage increase. This brings us to the point that luxury or sports cars are not the most affected by the price increase. An article by Motor One said that the significant increase in demand for used hybrid and electric vehicles is due to the current high gas prices. Hybrid cars increased by 40.5%, while electric cars increased by 36.3% compared to last year. While Tesla continues to experience record-breaking sales despite the substantial price increase. So the question now is, do you buy a new or used car despite the soaring prices? But before we continue, go ahead and click the subscribe and like buttons. It takes a lot to make these videos. Your small actions tell YouTube to keep promoting our videos. Also, tell us in the comment section what your thoughts are about the current car prices. Thanks. Now back to the video. If you're thinking of buying a new or used car, you must first make sure to research and take the time to compare different shops to avoid overpaying. It might take a little longer to shop for a car now, but the payoff could save you thousands of dollars in the future. Here are some tips to follow when you want to buy a car in the current market. 1. Try to shop in a broader radius than your usual ones. A lot of people are now traveling hundreds or even thousands of miles to purchase a car because different auto dealers handle the shortage of new cars differently. If you're looking for a specific car, try to look up dealers within 500 miles, then visit their websites to see their inventory. You can also try to email different auto dealers to find one that isn't marking up prices over MSRP. 2. Don't pay more for a used car than you would for a new car. Buying a 1 or 2 year old car isn't really ideal right now. Try to find a new car for less than you can buy a used one. This also helps you not to worry about having car problems or bad history. 3. Patience is key. If you buy a car right now, you might have to wait for it for a few weeks, even months, to receive it due to the current market conditions. 4. Try to avoid buying if you can. You may want to hold off on buying a new or used car until prices drop. Wait for the market to settle down and return to normal before purchasing one. Experts say that buying a new or used car right now is not ideal, but conditions will begin to improve throughout the year. So the longer you can wait to buy a car, the better. But if you do need to buy one immediately, try to put the tips mentioned into consideration.